CHECKERED, featuring the NASCAR Winston Racing Series from Jennerstown Speedway. Chase to the Checkered is brought to you by Pizza Hut. Sometimes you've got to stop and smell the pizza. And by Chevrolet, and your local Chevrolet Geo dealer, the official vehicle of Jennerstown Speedway.
Hello, everyone. Welcome again to Chase to the Checkered. I'm Mike Nelson, as always, with Steve Richard. And we're glad you could join us, in which is a very special edition of Chase to the Checkered, especially for the race fans, because it's Fan Appreciation $2 night.
$2 gets you any seat in the house.
You know, well, except for you. But anyway,
Okay.
We're going to see the NASCAR Winston Racing Series 4-division action of the John Auto Parts Pure Later Late Models, the Pro Stocks, Riverside Bilo Street Stocks, and the Pure Stocks. We'll see the feature highlights of those 4 divisions. All that action took place on this Fan Appreciation Night of Saturday, July the 2nd. It's going to be a lot of fun. Fireworks for the fans after the races, but we'll be seeing fireworks on the track here in the next half hour.
I'm sure. And speaking of seats, I remember the last time I gave you a seat, you ticket for a seat, you wound up giving it to your food. So we're going to stop discussing tickets. A lot of good racing going on tonight. Late model division, we've got 6 different feature winners, only 2 repeat winners out of 8 races. So a lot of excitement in that respect. We also have our street stocks, our Thunder and Lightning division, we have the fireworks division, and our pure stocks and our pro stocks as well. So a lot of action coming up over the next half hour in highlights.
Yeah, you better get in line there, and we'll see you right after these messages.
Can I talk to you about an extra ticket? Do you have any extra tickets?
Well, no.
I have a salad I'd like to sit beside me tonight.
Cruise into your local Chevrolet Geo dealer now for the all-new Camaro.
Why are families all across America coming to Pizza Hut? Because right now, when you get any medium or large pizza at menu price, the rest of the meal's free. You get salad, breadsticks, and dessert pizza absolutely free. A deal this good is love at first sight.
This Saturday, 6 p.m., it's the running of the 2nd annual Grand Olds Gang 200 National Invitational for the Giant Auto Parts Pure Later Late Models at Jennerstown Speedway. See the most prestigious one-day asphalt late model race in the country right here in western Pennsylvania at Jennerstown. There'll also be a complete NASCAR Winston Racing Series program for the Pro Stocks, Riverside Bilo Street Stocks, and Pure Stocks. Gates open at 3, late model time trials at 5:30, and racing at 6 p.m. See 200 green flag laps of supercharged excitement in the running of the 2nd annual Grand Olds Gang 200 this Saturday, 6 p.m. at Jennerstown Speedway.
Welcome back to our first event on this week's program. It's for the Riverside Bilo Street Stocks in their 20-circuit main event. A little bit of change here on the show. Steve Richard, who did the intro with me, we taped that before we actually do play-by-play. Steve had a death in the family. Our hearts and prayers are with him, so he's not with us to do play-by-play. Joining me is the group sales director for Jennerstown, my brother Craig Nelson. Craig, as we look at the top 3 rows, it's great to have you here on Chase to the Checkered. I'm sure Steve will be back with us next week, and again, our hearts and prayers are for his family. The cars are coming out of turn 4, and we're getting ready for Ron Brutt's green flag, and as he drops the green, we get... Look at this. Dave Wilt in the Haas Estate and CS number 3 goes to the outside and attempts to jump to the lead.
Dave Wilt, who won the first 2 races, Mike, is going for another win tonight, but this division has been pretty competitive, and it's been spread around in the victories.
Yeah, as they work through turns 3 and 4, there's so many cars that can run tight together. Sometimes it reminds you of a Talladega draft, and we've got 8 cars doing that already as they work down the front straight. Rick Melab in the 37. He's running in the 3rd place, haunting the back bumper, and Nick Rose is 46. Now, what we're going to do, Craig, here is jump ahead in the event. This is lap 4, and it's a battle for 2nd, and we're going to take things, they get intense, right to a call.
Melab tries to make a move. Oh, they get together. We continue green flag status. Everybody to the Marty Edwards from out of nowhere decides to paint his own groove on the racetrack. He's way up high near the outside retaining wall down the front straightaway. Oh, look out, it won! Whoa! Oh, on the door side. That's a hard hit.
Well, Mike, you see Nick Rosa getting the worst of that. He didn't hit too hard, but always a concern when you hit on the driver's side in the wall. You can see him moving around in the car. He's okay. We're moving on to a lap 16 lead battle here.
And as they work down the front straightaway into turns 1 and 2, it's still Dave Wilt. He grabbed that lead right at the drop of the green. He's been anxious to hold on to it and stretch it out. Other people moved in position, including Sean the Bullet Beam. He's starting to work the outside. Brian Audie, always in the thick of things. He's running in the second place position with that Rose Lumber 75. Now here comes the Bullet to the outside. He's working there, and Craig, we get intense all the time here on Chase the Checkered, and as they work into turns 1 and 2, it's a group of 4 cars. We're going to take it right to another call.
The Bullet to the outside of Audie's automobile on a battle for second. Here comes the Ford Thunderbird. Down into turn 3 and 4. This time around, time is running out. NASCAR Chief Starter Ron Brown looks it over. There are 2 laps to go. Down the front straightaway. Into 1 and 2. Dave Wolf with the lead. Sean Label and Beam trying to work the outside. The Riverside Philo Street Stocks. That Thunder and Lightning division in a torrid battle for the lead. Here it is. Ford versus Chevy race fans. Side by side, wheel to wheel. Fender to fender. Oh, look at this. Way up high out of 4. The white flag, 1 lap remaining. They dive into turns 1 and 2. Will and Beam. They don't want to give an inch. Wilt gets the car crest up. Beam makes a move on the outside. Wilt's crest up some more. Here comes Beam. Beam breaks loose for the position. They dive into 3 and 4. Beam holds the high line. Wilt will try low, but it's going to be the Ford of Sean Lee Bullard Beam.
And the Bullet hits the target again in victory lane. There you see a happy Sean Beam with Ms. Motorsports to our right and Ms. Jennerstown Speedway to the left. A happy Sean Beam in victory lane. And there you see the finish. Rick Melab came in second. Dave Wilt faded from first all the way to third on the last lap, with Brian Audie and Marty Edwards rounding out the top 5 in the Riverside Bilo Street Stocks.
Well, as the Bullet continues his celebration in victory lane, it's time to move on this week's program. There's a beautiful look at that Chevrolet Camaro Z28 official pace car at Jennerstown Speedway, and it's pacing this excellent field of John Auto Parts Pure Later late model machines as they get ready for their 35-lap main. Now, this has been a division, Craig, where we've had a tremendous amount of parity. I think 6 different winners in 8 events up to this week's program. And as we look, it's 62-year-old Clayton Houston on the point with the Unimart's Convenience Store #1 automobile. Outside of him, as you see the top 3 posted, Rick Miller.
Also up there, Robbie Marhefka, the young lion, with Glenn Galt, a threat in row 3, looking for his first win at Jennerstown this year. All the hot shoes are in the back, Mike.
Mark Catone on the outside the second row. He finished second the night before at that big 100-lapper at the Motordrome Speedway. And as the field rockets out of turn 4 down the front straightaway, NASCAR Chief Starter Ron Brutt gives him the green flag. And look at this. Marhefka having problems coming up to speed. Glenn Galt gets under him with that Orange Blossom Special 32 as they work down the back straight.
Cragen benefits from that as he tries to go for his 3rd straight win at Jennerstown, snaking through the field, and we're back up to the lead.
And as they work down the front straightaway, everybody starts to develop this mechanical caterpillar we talk about. You can see Stevie Paulson, middle of the pack, with the Riverside Bilo Sanitary 00. Up front, though, it's Rick Miller. Now, he's driving the Martinelli Service 93. His normal ride is the Powerflow 19. But this week, he is on with a different automobile. He normally drives this car at Motordrome and has been very successful with that car at Motordrome, and right here he's flying.
Mike, not only is Rick Miller flying, but look, the whole field's flying. They're all stacked up. We move a few laps later in the event, and you know, Mike, 5 of the top 6 out there have yet to win a feature this year at Jennerstown.
That always puts a scenario as a pot boiling. And speaking of pot boiling, look at the Budweiser 36 of Tom Erickson. He dove between 2 automobiles to try to make a move here, and now he's to the low side of the American Title and Trust 32 of Glenn Galt as they struggle for the 5th place position down the front straightaway. There's a good look at Barry Audie. He's trying to work out of Ken Imler Jr.'s automobile, and they're haunting conversely Clayton Houston, who's faded. Now Audie has problems. Here comes Galt to the outside of him. He'll work down the back straight to try to make that move into what appears to be the 4th place position at this point. And Tom Erickson likewise is trying to get around Audie. And as they come flying down the front straightaway in this battle for second, things begin to boil again, and it's time to take it to another call.
Oh, look at this battle for second. Clayton Houston won't let anybody by him. Here comes Tom Erickson. Erickson, 2-time winner to the outside of Galt, trying to box him in. Erickson, an absolute master in traffic, trying to box Galt in right now. Galt, a veteran of many years of asphalt racing, knows how to handle traffic as well as anybody. But right now, oh, look at that! Wow! Oh, look at the nose job! Wow! Out of 2, all kinds of craziness going on. Ay, ay, ay.
Ay, ay, ay is right, Mike. 4 wide coming out of 2. Hey, we're going to move on in the event to lap 13, lead battle. Here, Glenn Galt goes underneath Rick Miller to take the point position, and as they go into turn 1, look at the black 36, a little bit of smoke there. Tom Erickson made some contact with Clay Husted in that 4-wide battle a couple laps back, and he may be developing a problem.
As he works there very close to Rick Miller's automobile, but the Budweiser Heritage Harley-Davidson 36 comes through for second. Here comes Barriotti. He makes it up to the third place position. Now, Erickson will close right up on Galt, and he's having all kinds of havoc with that fender. It appears that the left front fender was rubbing against that tire, and that could be a problem, and the officials had been looking that over in the race. It adds to the drama, everything that's going on here. Galt with 1 win already, trying to go for 2. Tom Erickson, one of only 2 repeat winners, along with Charlie Cragen. Cragen with 3 wins so far. Here's Erickson. He has 2 wins. He's trying to go for the 3rd. And Barriotti, winless, sitting back there in 3rd place, has all that tension up in front of him. Erickson will try high. He'll try low. You know what, Craig? He's not bashful about trying to get into things here. And as they work out of turn 4 down the front straight, things are really going to become a pressure cooker. Let's take it to a call.
Oh, here comes Erickson to the outside of Galt. Erickson trying to make a win number 3. Galt denies him the opportunity, race fans. We work on the 17th circuit. Erickson hooked up and flying. Glenn Galt doing everything to deny him the opportunity. Oh, no! They hit! Look out! Look out! Oh, my! We're not done. Wow! Ay, ay, ay.
Wow, talk about changing things in an event. Incredible situation there, Craig, with the lead cars battling down the front straight at 120 mile an hour. Galt with the 36 automobile, Tom Erickson getting together. Erickson hitting that wall so hard. Look at Glenn Galt, how disappointed he is in trying to get that win. He's obviously frustrated. It's not an easy thing to get in these cars. We're going to watch this replay over again.
As you watch him going into 3, Mike, just a tough break also for the 3rd place car there, Barriotti, who also just kind of got caught up in between this mess. There you see the 2 get together and havoc on the front straight.
And as they work into turn 1 and 2, now Ken Imler gets into that. Rick Miller spins. The guy that gets through, as we watch it one more time from the front straight camera, here's the contact, then the slide. Audi there with nowhere to go. Up into the air goes Erickson. Understand a broken shoulder involved with this incident on that particular deal. But the significant thing is that the automobile of Charlie Cragen gets through unscathed. So when we go back to racing here, and we're moving on at this point, it is Cragen leading, but this is a battle for second on lap 24.
The BT Financial Quick Drop car of Robbie Marhefka on the outside of the Integra Bank car, Marketone, and Marhefka gets a little squirrely, but takes over 2nd place.
And as we move on in the event, it's all charging Charlie Cragen. He had such a commanding lead. He works into turns 1 and 2. This is the final lap. He'll work down the back straightaway. Craig, he's going for win number 4. He'll become the dominant driver at Jennerstown in 1994 with this win as he exits out of turns 3 and 4 to go along with his dominance at Motordrome. He's hot again for his 3rd consecutive season in NASCAR Winston Racing Series competition. There it is, a checkered for win number 4. Robbie Marhefka, career high for the sophomore pilot, finishes 2nd. Outstanding run for him.
And how about that Barriotti, Mike, involved in that earlier race crash, came all the way from the back of the pack to finish 4th.
We're going to take it, Craig, to this week's race break, and it's fan appreciation, $2 night. We had a great crowd here, and that's what the break's about this week.
This race break is brought to you by Chevrolet and your local Chevrolet Geo dealer, the official vehicle of Jennerstown Speedway.
Hello and welcome to this week's race break. What are we doing this week's
Well,
race
you were
break?
talking about doing something with toys, but I have a little better
No, I
idea.
forgot to go to the
No,
toy store.
No, wait, we have all these folks in the stands, right?
Yeah.
Does this give you a clue, Mike?
That's
Does this
very
give-
good. That's just the
No,
way
I'm not saying how. I'm
No,
not.
that's high. That's the way they teach you to do that in
Wave,
parades.
wave,
Wave.
wave, Mike.
A beach report.
No. A wave. Well, all these people in the stands and
Okay.
a wave.
All right.
2
right.
and 2 equals 4. Come on,
Yeah.
Mike, you can do it. You can do
Okay,
it.
and maybe a little bit of
How about
fireworks with
how
a
about
lighter.
a little lighter?
Well, I'll tell you what we're going to do. Do you ever go to a rock concert and you see encores and people want the artists to return back to stage and they'll take their lighters and they light them and, and all this stuff and the fire marshal gets excited. But anyway, they do that. And then other times you go to a sporting event, you'll see a big fan wave and stuff like that. We're going to try to mix both of them because this is the July 4th weekend and see what happens and hope it works.
It sounds like it's a good idea. We'll find out here very shortly.
Oh, okay, here we go, Craig. Now, you can't really see the lighters because it's too much daylight. We flubbed there, but the waves definitely developed to this 10,000 plus crowd, and I can see some people in there I know. There's some people I know. Do you have anybody in this audience tonight?
Oh, yeah, go ahead and pick yourself out now as we're going. Oh, wait, there was Cousin Clarence there. I think I saw him.
Clarence? Is he out of jail already?
Yeah, well, don't tell anybody.
Or that was his probation officer there.
Clarence broke out last night.
Well, anyway, I don't know about this week's race break. I don't think it came out like we planned on it. There's a fan wave we did during the John Auto Parts Pure Leader Late Model feature. Next week, we'll put you in a dunking machine or something.
This race break has been brought to you by Chevrolet and your local Chevrolet Geo dealer, the official vehicle of Jennerstown Speedway.
Cruise into your local Chevrolet Geo dealer now for the all-new Camaro.
Falling in love again. What am I to do?
Introducing a whole new reason to fall in love with Pizza Hut. Now when you order any medium or large pizza at menu price, you get free salad, free breadsticks, and dessert pizza, it's free too.
What am I to do?
You can come on down to Pizza Hut, because a deal this good is love at first sight.
This Saturday, 6 p.m., it's the running of the second annual Grand Olds Gang 200 National Invitational for the Giant Auto Parts Pure Leader Late Models at Jennerstown Speedway. See the most prestigious one-day asphalt late model race in the country right here in Western Pennsylvania at Jennerstown. There'll also be a complete NASCAR Winston Racing Series program for the Pro Stocks, Riverside Bilo Street Stocks, and Pure Stocks. Gates open at 3, late model time trials at 5:30, and racing at 6 p.m. See 200 green flag laps of supercharged excitement in the running of the second annual Grand Olds Gang 200 this Saturday, 6 p.m. at Jennerstown Speedway.
We're back with our next event on this week's program. It's the Pro Stocks in our 25 Circuit Main. An excellent field of these competitors line up, Craig, and as they do, we're going to take a look, post the top 3 rows with Butch Durkis, who is on the point in this race. Outside of him is the 25. There's the top 3 rows. The 25 of Bill Krause, then Alan Shawless, Elke Cunningham, Bob Arsenberger, and Danny Wingert, who tends to be very fast from time to time. He's visited victory lane already this season.
Missing from the top 3 rows, you see hot shoe Jeff Dunmeyer. See if he can work his way up to the pack to garner another win as we're getting ready for the green flag.
And as they work out of turns 3 and 4, everybody stays very close behind that Camaro Z28, and then the pace car into the pits, the green comes out, and we explode with excitement, diving into turns 1 and 2 as the Pro Stocks come up to speed, full song in their 25 Circuit Main. Look at this, Craig, down the back straightaway, Somerset, Pennsylvania's Bill Krause, and the Holiday Inn Ford Thunderbird jumps to the lead over the other Ford of Butch Durkis. Everybody else getting through cleanly. There's Elke Cunningham battling in his 3rd place position. Below him is Alan Shawless.
And Alan Shawless leading that second pack. Mike, look at it. They're just all stacked up for a battle for second through, well, infinity. They're just all stacked up. Hey, we're going to take it to lap 4 for a battle for 3rd right here.
And as they work into 1 and 2, it's still that same flock of automobiles, Craig, with Alan Shawless, even with more heat behind in the rack of decals Oldsmobile. The 49 of Danny Wingert, that's the red automobile, the Supers Ford sponsor Thunderbird. He has now moved into position to strike. Elke Cunningham keeps fading back a little bit, though, as we move ahead, and you get a good look at some of the lead automobiles at 1st and 2nd place position. But here's this battle we're still concentrating on in front of this capacity crowd. Alan Shawless holding off by car length, but watch this, Elke Cunningham. He shifts up high. He lets a floodgate through, Craig.
Mike, they all got past Alki. Problems with the car, and you see going into 3 and 4, Jeff Dunmeyer still trying to break out of this pack.
Look at this, though. The 49 of Denny Wingert, he will go to the high side of Alan Shawless as they work into turns 1 and 2. It's Denny Wingert now moving up to the 3rd place position. And it's time for us to move on in the event. This is the video on to lap 9. It's the battle for 2nd, and it is the Supers Ford Thunderbird of Johnstown, Pennsylvania's Denny Wingert, who moves to the outside of West Mifflin, Pennsylvania's Butch Durkis, and Craig, he passes him practically like he's standing still. Wingert is hooked up. He likes the high side of this racing surface.
When Denny wins, he usually wins on the high side, and he's hooked up and flying tonight.
He'll go on and challenge, but we move ahead. This is a halfway point in the event. Oh, my goodness. A 26 of Bob Arsenberger spins and was almost nailed by the 84 Jerry Wisner. Outstanding job by Wisner avoiding that. Now we move on in the event. This is the latter stages. It's the battle for 3rd. It's Butch Durkis now who's holding on to 3rd. And look at Chucky Kessler's caught up to him. He's gotten by Alan Shawless. That's a black 91.
And going into 2, you see, Alan Shawless and Dave Haupt get together, and Jeff Dunmire up and over Haupt's car. Also involved Mike Hemiger, former street stock competitor in his second race. While Haupt lips into the pits, Jeff Dunmire, is able to continue in this race. Moving ahead, we have a lead battle with 3 laps to go.
And as they work into turns 1 and 2, Danny Wingert has come within striking distance of the 25 of Somerset, Pennsylvania's Bill Kraus. Down the back straightaway, there's another car, lurking behind those 2 individuals. It's white Pennsylvania's Chucky Kessler. Now, he's coming up. Here you see him on the screen, the black and gold automobile. But here is the 49 of Denny Wingert. He has been, sometimes this guy's really hot on the track. Sometimes they miss the setup. But tonight he's hot working the outside. But, boy, the real story in this race, Craig, is Bill Kraus. He's flying at the Lower Highlands Oval like we haven't seen him in the last couple years. They've really found a way to take this Ford Thunderbird and hook it up, and he's being chased by the other Thunderbird. The white flag comes out. This is the final circuit. Kraus will work into turns 1 and 2 with the Holiday Inn 25 machine. A desperate attempt by Denny Wingert to close up on his back bumper.
Then he's going to do it. He's got to do it right now, but it appears that Bill Kraus is going to capture victory number 1 at Jennerstown in 1994.
He'll take it across the stripe. Starter Ron Brutt displays that checkered, and it is a happy Bill Kraus from Somerset in victory lane in the Pro Stock 25 Circuit Main on this fan appreciation night. There's a look at the top 5. Jeff Dunmire, incredibly, despite being airborne, Craig, was able to continue on and finish in a top 5 position.
Also a good run for the 91 of Chuck Kessler is a happy Bill Kraus smiles in victory lane.
We're going to move on to our final event here in just moments on Chase to the Checker for this week. And here they are, our fireworks division, the Pure Stocks. A great field out there.
Mike, we got a flock of automobiles tonight, 23 strong. And let me tell you something, just about anybody in this field could win the race. As we take a look at our top 3 rows, ladies, Mitzi Shawless in the 3rd row going for a win here tonight.
Yeah, and she's been one of the more popular female drivers, the only one to win an officially sanctioned race in Western Pennsylvania on pavement, that is. So she's always a fan favorite, particularly among the ladies. Now, as this field, this big swelled field, comes out of turns 3 and 4, you know, when you have cars in this division, it's always fireworks on the track. So what better time than to take it to a call?
Hang on to your seats on this one. Will we make it through 1 lap? Oh, my. Mabel has her hand on a refrigerator door. There could be a sandwich made at any moment in this picnic of metal. On the back straight, it, oh boy, is right. Full song, and here we go. Into 3 and 4. Are we going to make it?
You never know in this division. The Pure Stocks out there. A lot of these drivers, Craig, are rookie drivers. They've never raced, not only on pavement, in many cases, they've never, ever raced before. And there's some 6 to 7 out there, and they're still going side by side, wheel to wheel. This is all jammed up. You never like to see this for too long with this many cars out there. Let's take it back to a call.
I don't have a good feeling about this. Oh, I don't know what something's going to go on sooner or later. You can smell banged metal in the air. Oh, Coconut dies down low. Bacalon right there. We're trying to make it 3 wide, to battle for the lead as we're on the 3rd circuit. Oh, up high goes to Self. Here comes Mike Bacalon. He dives to the low side for 2nd. It is Scott, Terminator 2, Coconut with the lead spot, diving into 3 for Mitzi Shawless, getting into the thick of things. There's automobiles juking and driving for positions all over this racing service. Oh, down the ball! Look at this! No, we're not going to make it! Oh, look out! Here we go! Oh, boy! Ouch, we're still doing it.
Big crash, Mike, but everyone gets out of it okay. We move ahead in the event here. Halfway point, battle for 3rd place position.
Rick Ackerman holds that position with everybody else piled up behind him. Oh, bad choice of words in this race to say that. Mitzi Shawless is running 4th. She is trying the outside. Every time she tries to work the high side of this track, Craig, sometimes she'll have handling problems, and everybody else scoots down below. Now, Dan Campbell's a story in this event. He continues to move up. He's working the low side here with the 75 of Ron Conway. They continue scooting side by side out of turn 4 in this pressure on Mitzi Shawless. Likewise, Mitzi trying to work on Ackerman. Now, watch this. Mitzi down low has threatened to being boxed in, and that's exactly what Conway's trying to do in the base printing 75. He goes to the outside. Shawless cannot go anywhere because she's trapped onto that low side. Ackerman's back and forth trying to hold off. Well, I want to hold off the low side and the high side, and they don't have mirrors in these cars, so they have to anticipate hearing that. So it's quite a job for Ackerman to try to do that, but the Wild Man gets outfoxed this time, And here comes a 75 Biggs printing machine at Confluence, Pennsylvania's Ron Conway. He'll work side by side, fender to fender, wheel to wheel, and he brings Dan Campbell right with him on the outside, Craig. Oh, a little bit of skirting there, but everybody stays clean and mean as they work into turns 3 and 4.
And Mitzi Shawless also goes to the high side to follow Conway and Campbell. And as they're coming out of 4, we got a spin. Chris Schrock in the number 90 loops it, bringing out the caution. And we're going to, at this point, move on in the event to lap 12, battle for the lead with Scott Terminator 2 Kokenauer out in front with Mike Bacalon and Ron Conway hot to his back bumper, Mike.
Well, there's still a flock of automobiles struggling for these point positions. It's been a while since Kokenauer visited Victory Lane in Jim's Auto and Truck Stop 19. The Somerset, Pennsylvania driver is the younger brother to Chris the Terminator Kokenauer, who now runs in our Pro Stock division. He's being haunted by Mike Bacalon. Bacalon is a sophomore pilot. Likewise, the leader Kokenauer way up high. Mitzi Shawless almost gets into the outside retaining wall, but we continue with green flag status. There's Mark the Curb Recording in the 30. He's been in the thick of things in Victory Lane a lot, but he's stuck back in the middle of the pack. Meanwhile, Ron Conway's been working his way up through the field. And the Biggs printing 75 machine now will work to the low side on 48 of Mike Bacalon, trying to make that move. And as they work out of turn 4, they'll continue this battle down the front straight. But as they do this, in the back of the field, we had a miscue. And we're going to go over to our turn 3 camera to show it. It's right here. There it is. Kevin Schmucker loops the automobile, collects a couple other cars, and that brings out a yellow. And it was actually the first of a couple yellows, Craig. This incident here brings out the first yellow, but we've got a restart going. This is actually the second restart. We had another incident soon after that first crash. Second restart. Scott Kokenauer still on the point, says, how many more restarts do I have to have before I can hold on and win this race? He's holding it on right now, down the back straight.
It's a good thing he doesn't have a rear view mirror in his car, because he'd see all the cars lurking behind him. Mike, they're all setting up for their last lap bid.
And if I had to roll a dice in a position right now, Craig, it'd be for third place as we see our leader again, Scott Kokenauer, in somewhat of a command of this event by a car length and a half. That's the kind of command you'd have in a tight race like this. But it is, the story right there is Ron Conway in the third place position battle. He gets by over Rick Ackerman. Now there's that battle for fourth going on, but here it is. All eyes focus on Somerset, Pennsylvania's Jim's Auto and Truck Stop machine. The driver, Scott Terminator 2 Kokenauer, back into victory lane after winning last year in his rookie season. And he'll conclude this evening's activities on $2 night at Jennerstown with Mike Bacalon finishing second, Ron Conway, Dan Campbell, and Rick Ackerman.
Hey, Mike, career high finish for Mike Bacalon, second place here at Jennerstown.
He does an outstanding job. Hey, stay with us. Some words of wisdom coming up. And Craig, thanks for helping me out this week. We'll have Steve back with us next week. Bye-bye.
That concludes racing for this week. Don't forget, you can obtain $2 reserve seat discount coupons to Jennerstown Speedway at participating Giant Auto Parts locations. Giant Auto Parts, we've got the names that move you, where you'll find Purelator products. Purelator, the first name in oil.